Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hawaiian Shirt Projects. This is going to be episode number 2 of the pallet shop build. In episode 1 of the pallet shop build, we are working on setting in the walls to the shed just by simply digging a hole in the ground, planting 2x4 in it, and then sliding the pallets up over the top. If you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend that you go and watch it. It'll be in the playlist for pallet shops, and I'll try to put a link somewhere in the description for it. Now for when I wrapped it around the corner, I wanted to make sure that the outside edge was as flush as possible. So I ended up scooting these pallets over just a little bit to the left in order to match these outer wall pallets here. That will make a nice clean flush surface for me to attach my sheet metal for the actual wall, prevent water and everything else from getting in there. And then on the part that's attaching to the wall itself, I just left about an inch or so. Again, I'm going to have the sheet metal overlaying on that side. So in episode 2, we're going to be focused on making everything a little bit more stable and secure. In order to do that, I'm going to take a 2x4 up on top. I'm going to screw it into each one of the 2x4s coming up out of the ground at the top of the pallet. That's going to pretty much connect every single pallet along the wall to each other, make everything a little bit more solid, as well as give us a support beam to be able to attach our cross members that are going to be for the roof. Now in order to make sure everything's level for my ceiling, the roof, I'm going to go ahead and use this level. It's really simple. You just put that, make sure that bubble is inside the lines. And if the bubble is too far one direction, you just try to take it the other direction and the bubble will move. Long projects like this, you'll want a fairly large level to cover a bigger surface area, make sure everything's a little bit better. If all you got is a small level, it'll work as well. Just make sure you make multiple sections of where you're going to be getting your level out. So I'd probably put one right there in the middle of the pallet, go to right there in the middle as well, and in the middle of that pallet if I was using a smaller level. Since I got this large 3-footer, I'm just going to slap it right there in the middle. And so I'm just going to connect the two 2x4s, the horizontal one on top and the ones that are stuck in the ground holding the pallets up. Just going to connect them with one screw each for right now. Now we're just going to do the same thing as we did here with the extra 2x4s I have all the way across the top and down on the other side. Now right about here, once I finish getting these 2x4s up, I realized that I messed up on my measurements. I'm absolutely terrible at measuring. But my inside support here on the existing shop that I have, that I'm attaching everything to, is about the same height as the 2x4 on top of the pallets. And that'll make everything flat, and I don't want that. I want somewhat of an angle for in the wintertime when it snows, everything can slide off. So I went ahead and took those 2x4s down. Right here, I'm showing you that I just tacked the pallets to the vertical 2x4s that are holding them in the ground. That's going to add a little bit more rigidity and stability to my wall. That way everything's not moving back and forth once I put the sheet metal on there to finish it off. I did 4 long roofing nails in each pallet. Figured that should be plenty. Right here, I'm just showing you how I got my measurements for my 2x4 that's going across for the roof. Put a nail inside of my pallet there. Got it right about the height I wanted. Used a long nail to mark along the edge there as to where I want my cut to be. And I'm going to be using these metal hangers that I picked up at this local hardware store to put everything together for the roof. Right there you can see about where the angle is for what the roof's going to be. And I'm not exactly sure, but I think I had it at about a 10 degree set for my saw here. Again, I'm terrible with measurements. I'm more of a cut it, eyeball it, see if it works type of guy. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish screwing in the metal hanger, put the 2x4 for the roof support in there, and then screw the hanger to that 2x4 itself as well. At the end of screwing everything together, I went ahead and just used my body weight to make sure it would hold up me. Figured if it could hold up me, if I get plenty of these going across the roof, it should be able to hold up snow. This right here is basically where we're going to pick up for the next episode. I'm going to go in a little bit more detail as to how I'm setting up the trusses or the support beams, whatever you want to call them, going across the ceiling or the roof. And that'll make up pretty much most of episode 3. I just want to say thank you at this point for everybody that's made it this far in the video, and to all my subscribers. We finally hit 19 subscribers. You guys are awesome. I love you. And if you're liking the videos, if you're liking what I'm producing, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. More is to come. But for now, that's the end of the video. So stay classy, party on.